All right. We gotta do the clap. All right. Fucking flawless every time. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Philly sports, love and pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
And I want to die.
And oh my God. Well, week 3 happened, and I mean, I said in week 2 they lost their souls, defense and offense, and I mean, I guess Sirianni was part of that too. So, what the actual fuck did they just like hurl on us on Monday night, dude?
The trifecta of disappointment.
I mean, that was inept. I don't even know how else to put it. Like, it looked like they forgot. Every facet of that game fucking sucked. It was horrible. It was Monday night. You know, you're up late watching the game, and that's what they vomit onto the screen.
Look, I wanna talk about Hurts, and I'm gonna get right into that in a second. But 3 fucking rushes, come on, let's go. He's averaging 5.8 yards a rush, and and they rushed it twice with him.
Sanders gets a whopping 2 carries for 27 yards. Meanwhile, the first one went for 24 fucking yards. And how in the world do they not run the ball? I mean, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into it. It's hard to not just blast right into that because it's fucking amazing.
All right, Hurts 9 to 35, 9 rushes, 35 yards. I think 2 of them might have been scripted. The rest of them were, I don't know how to play quarterback, and I'm going to try my hardest. He looked like Carson Wentz, seriously. And I had flashes of just death and despair, and I can't. Dude, I've been screwed up all day.
I know this was like one of those, like, we want so bad. Like, it doesn't even have to be Hurts. Like, it's Hurts right now, which is, we're all about it. We're like, let's go. We need a guy. Hurts is our guy. He's a likable dude. We want him to be good. And then
he takes poops and he flushes them. So
he drops deuces and he just flushes it down. He doesn't even check it out. I mean, listen, as you get older, I would advise, checking out your deuces, because you never know, you got to check it out, make sure everything's good. Right. But this guy is like unreal. I mean, I want he's so likable. You want to like the guy. You want to root for the guy. You want him to be good. But holy fucking shit, the dude can't stand in the pocket. He can't stand in the pocket and throw a pass.
He can't stand in the pocket because he doesn't. I mean, doesn't have a deep ball. It's clear that one he underthrew that got picked off at the goal line going in. The first one. I mean, that was all right. So. Somehow we had 39 attempts, 25 completions for 326 yards. That has to be the most bullshit 326 yards that's ever walked on this earth. I remember I was watching the game via like the PlayStation Network with my buddy in Tennessee. So, it's been a while since we did that, and I remember thinking to myself, like, what was the play? Like, the Goddard throw on the first play was the only decent ball I saw, and the rest of it, I swear, was just a darkness, a cloud that sucked me in, and I literally pouted the whole time. I was so upset.
I just was watching the game. I was watching it, and I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, is this fucking like really? Is this really happening? Like, before I went to take a leak, and I came back, and Dallas had a touchdown. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's how this is going to be.
Which one was
that? Yeah, right. And they come out, the first play is like a quick strike to Goddard, and I'm like, oh shit, they came to play. Like, they got some shit going, and then they put the brakes on that real quick. And Hurts looked like he was like
never played football before.
Yeah, like he always looks like this, right? He's very like low key and like, he's got this even face all the time, but like
reminds me of Donovan McNabb when he used to drill them into the ground and then he'd pat his chest and be like, "Oh, my fault. Yeah, no shit.
That's on me. It's on me.
Yeah, no shit. Also, when you threw up in the Super Bowl, that was your fault too. You're not fooling anyone."
But dude, like, what the fuck was that throw to Rager?
Oh, don't. I'm done.
We got to. We had to talk about it because it was fucking horrible.
I'm done with Rager. I don't want him anymore.
I was going to say, it was a completely underthrown pass. And I was watching your boy, Jay, argue with somebody on Twitter about, he was like, Jalen Hurts doesn't underthrow that many passes. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? These balls are underthrown, especially the deep ball. He doesn't have a deep ball, and it sucks because you need one. You got to have it.
He has a 23-yard strike and pray that the tight end can get him 20 more yards to give you the long.
He needs crossing routes. He needs crossing routes, and that's it.
But how can two larger Americans sitting on their couch can read this, but Sirianni has no idea?
Larger Americans.
I just don't understand. Like, it's so frustrating. We're gonna just bounce all over the place because
that's what the game was. That's what the game was. Other than not running the ball, that was very constant. So they definitely didn't do that ever. But just the underthrown, and then Rager looks like he's wading through the baby pool trying to come back, and he didn't even try to come back for the ball.
Make a fucking effort, please. Yeah. Like, something. Show me that you want to be in the NFL. He's done. He does not want to be on the Eagles. You saw that DM I sent.
The Big Mac.
I'll roll up to your crib.
What's your Addy? Give me that Addy, dude. Give me that Addy. I'll be right there.
I know he's young and he's engaging, and that's cool, but he should probably not, considering he didn't do anything.
Okay, so we talk about Hurts and the underthrown ball, and of many, right? There wasn't even just that ball. I mean, let's keep going with Hurts before I lose track. I have so many fucking negative notes on this fucking page. How about that ball? How about the pass to Goddard, where, I mean, he was that. I mean, it might have been a touchdown. There was nobody in front of him. It was another one of those crossing routes. He's coming from left to right.
That was the one right before the half, and then he had an abysmal throw after the half, right?
I can't remember. I think I wanted to say that this was in the third quarter, but I can't remember.
Well, it all meshed up together, but I know what you're talking about. They're too specific, considering I had Goddard 3.5 catches over, so those would have helped.
You hit that over. You hit that Goddard over though.
One throw. That's the only good throw.
One throw. But like he's got Goddard wide open coming across from left to right, and he just completely like I don't even know if that was Carson Wentz. Everybody would have shot him like on sight.
Yeah, but if that was Carson Wentz, that ball probably would have gotten there.
Well, and I don't even want to get into like even trying to compare them, because I mean it's almost not Hurts' fault. Some of this stuff, because the guy has only played 7 games.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm gonna pile.
We're hammering him, but that's what he's the starter.
It doesn't mean I knew this was gonna be an issue with the offense. I knew it was gonna be, well, what can we do, right? Like the head coach is calling the plays. Hurts is unproven. We apparently don't have any tight ends that can fucking play anymore. I don't know where that happens. We don't run the ball. We're not doing things that can set him up for success. And I guess I expected that. But what I just, like, what did the defense do? They lose Brandon Graham and they go, roll over, show us your bellies. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to pile on Hurts, and I don't want. This isn't like a hate Hurts. This isn't like a hate Hurts podcast.
It's growing pains, and we knew that this was going to happen. I mean, honestly, anyone with a brain would have known. And I mean, it just shows you how bad Atlanta is. And
holy
we don't
fuck,
have to hammer that.
Oh my god, like Atlanta, how bad are they? Oh my God.
That bad.
Like, Jesus Christ. And like, I like Hurts, and I hope that it pans out, but I am having a hard time believing right now that he could be the franchise guy because of multiple things right now. First of all, he's taking the ball, he's looking at one hot read maybe, and if that dude's not open, he's either panicking and throwing it deep, or he's scrambling and trying to make some other weird shit happen. That's what he's doing. And
9 rushes, remember, 9 rushes.
I mean, he's only played 7 games. I get it, but some of that stuff is wired. And he ain't got a deep ball, so he doesn't have that safety net of, hurling it 50, 60 yards down on like dropping it in a bucket. So I don't know, man. I am not off the train. I'm not off the Hurts train at all, but I am I'm thinking about pulling the cord. That's where I'm at.
I think I'm a little more optimistic, I guess, just because you can't have any worse than the two play call, 2 weeks of play calling that we saw. I mean,
that's totally fair.
It's embarrassing, actually. If I've been all day thinking about this podcast, and I was like, I don't want to fucking do it today because I'm just so confused, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell we got here, right?
Well, usually you have a day. Usually we have like a buffer day to like kind of either get over it or like try to understand what the fuck just happened last night. This just happened last night. So, yeah, I mean, there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse for that game plan that happened last night. There's just not.
What game plan?
Yeah, exactly. He could have rolled out of bed and probably done better.
He did.
I don't even know what to say about it. Like, you got. I mean, oh my God.
What helps a young quarterback, right? Good. I mean, I've said this since I've been watching football. It's O-line play, decent quarterback play, and you should make the playoffs. I mean, it's that simple. Now, losing Mulata, that hurt, and it was very clear. I mean, honestly, I was pleasantly surprised with Dillard. I saw one play where I thought that looked bad, but it was at the end of the game. Fatigue. Yeah. I think he filled in. I think he filled in nice.
I think of all the fill-in guys that we have going right now, Dillard's probably, my top guy.
My big boy Herbie got in there.
Herbie's in there. I mean, listen, this is not a fucking new story. This is almost carbon copy of what happened last year, and I hate it. I fucking hate it, man. I fucking hate it.
It's just so what I was trying to say was, before I got off again on a tangent, what is successful is the O-line play, which obviously was lacking, but it wasn't lacking enough in our 2 rushes that we saw, right? He 24 for the first rush, and then only 3 on the next one, but that's it, right? So what's going to help a young quarterback develop and read his reads? I mean, even maybe some play action would have been nice. Maybe just, how about handing off the fucking ball? I mean, this isn't rocket science. This is everyday football. You know that your quarterback doesn't have the dime in the bucket pass. So let's do 25, 28 rushes a game and open it up. Let them be afraid. Miles Sanders, why would he re-sign here?
I have no idea, because they don't want to use him. Sirianni has already shown in just 3 games that he does not want to use Sanders, at least as a featured back. No fucking chance.
No one has wanted to use him as a featured back.
And
he's a featured back.
And I don't understand that. I saw a question on Twitter the other day, and it was like, well, this has happened not only with Sirianni, this has happened with another coach. So is it the coaches just not seeing what we see? Or are they seeing something with Sanders that we're not seeing? And I'm like, I can't accept that at all, because when you look at the numbers, like the numbers do not lie with Sanders. I got them right here. 2019, 4.6 yards per carry. He was 13th in the league, and that was his rookie year. 2020, 5.3 yards per carry, 4th in the league amongst running backs.
Huh.
4th.
It's like you have a running back that's pretty good.
I mean, 4th. 2021 so far, 5.2 yards per carry, 5th in the league. Like, what else do you need to know? Give the guy the fucking ball. Make him see if he fails. Oh, well, he's got fumble issues. Fucking who cares?
He hasn't put it on the turf, though. That's not a good reason. Maybe Doug could use that as his reasoning, but he hasn't put it on the turf.
And listen, we are clearly in a rebuilding pattern right now. We're not going to win a lot of games, okay? It's very clear. Are they gonna win another game? I don't know.
That schedule, I mean, teams that we thought should have been an easy peasy lemon squeezy are not. The Raiders are legit.
Oh,
I forget who else they got on the schedule. I had it up.
It's not a pretty sight, and all I'm saying is if that's what we're doing, if we're rebuilding the team and we're gonna start kind of fresh. Give Miles Sanders a fucking chance. Give him the ball. Let him run. And if he's gonna fail, let's find out. That's exactly what we're doing with Jalen Hurts. We're gonna let him fucking fail if that's what it's gonna be. So let's find out about Sanders. Why are we fucking wasting our time for not even running the ball? We have no idea what we're doing. Gainwell's coming in and stealing shit. Like, make a fucking decision, dude. Make a decision.
I'm still not upset about the Gainwell thing, and
I'm just saying, like, get the running backs involved in the game plan. Come on,
you can't get them involved in the game if you're only calling 3 rushes, and then he's gonna sit there and he's gonna say, "Well, we got so far behind in the beginning." Well, whose fault is?
I heard that the press conference was fucking. I wanted to throw the phone across the room. That's how pissed off I was listening to that press conference.
Listening to Adam Gase.
Yeah. I mean, I might as well have seen the fucking thing flying around with the fucking eyeballs. Yeah. So, like, the running game, we don't even need to waste any more time talking about it because it's fucking ridiculous.
It's sure?
It's embarrassing.
Sure?
It's embarrassing. Sure? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be an Eagles fan today.
I think that's what my biggest emotion is today. Is it's embarrassing. Monday Night Football in Dallas.
It's embarrassing. It's not even about winning and losing. Like, I think everyone kind of at least was thinking about okay, we're probably not going to really win this game. Maybe we win. Maybe we squeak it. I thought maybe they would squeak it by a field goal or something. So it's not about winning and losing. Like, we're not expecting the world out of this team this year. But but you can't throw that out there.
No.
That's bordering on unwatchable.
What part of that was enjoyable?
I know.
Fletcher Cox touchdown.
the surprise touchdown.
Yeah. Surprise, motherfucker!
A surprise, motherfucker! Like, that's what it looked like. Like, I mean, okay. Yeah, we need to reel this in because I'm getting fucking all fucking.
Hey, Dave. You know what else looked good?
What?
The punting.
It's really early in the podcast to throw in your punting plug, but I'll accept it.
I will plug the punter all the time.
He averaged 43 per punt. I will say that the Dallas punter out-averaged him, but that's okay.
Yeah, he also didn't punt nearly as many times.
I mean, listen.
I wanted to pull up the schedule because.
Okay.
Yeah. So Chiefs, Panthers, which I would have thought at the beginning of this year.
I still think that game is winnable.
Sam Darnold looks like USC Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looks like he knows how to play football all of a sudden. Tells you how bad the Jets are.
Right.
So then you got Buccaneers, Raiders, Lions, which I don't even think that's winnable.
Wow. And I heard some people on the radio today are like, oh, well, the Lions should be a win. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys watching?
They took the Ravens to a 66-yard field goal?
Yeah. The Lions can play. Like, they're not shit. So, I mean.
Chargers.
Ooh.
Broncos, which again, I knew they had a good defense last year,
God.
but Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. I mean, it shows. Saints. Okay, here's a win. The Giants.
Maybe.
Jets. I mean, if we lose,
if they lose to the Jets, we can't. We might have to we might have to stop being fans of the Eagles.
You can find me hanging in the rafters at the Blackboard. And then Washington Giants, Washington Cowboys. So, I mean, they'll split some of them here and there. I see 3 or 4 wins. I'm not seeing much more.
Yeah, so preseason, Vegas had the Eagles at over under 6.5 wins, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, that's way too low." They're going to have 9, they're going to have 10. I was nowhere near that camp. I thought they would have 6 or 7. And now looking at, so I didn't bet the game. I didn't bet that because 6.5 I felt like a really good line. Looking at this schedule now, after what we've seen for 3 weeks, I don't see how they win more than 4 games.
And I will say
which is what it is. It is what it is.
This is typical Eagles, though. They'll win one of these games where they have 0 shot in hell to win it, and then their number will be around 5 wins, and then it's like, oh well, Vegas, was right again.
All of a sudden, it's close.
Yeah. I mean, because you're probably right. Probably the Panthers, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. I saw something on Twitter today, and someone was like, "I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles gonna Eagles and they beat the Chiefs by 14."
Come on,
it's the NFL, man. I have seen crazier shit.
I'm going to the Chargers game. I'm only going to see Justin Herbert.
Don't wear white. You're gonna come home bloody, bro.
Yeah. So, tight ends. They actually had a pretty good game looking at stats, but it's kind of garbagey, right? Like it's all a fluke here, a fluke there. I just don't know what he's afraid of, Sirianni. What happens if, God forbid we use the tight ends in a package that works? I don't know. It's frustrating because they have good tight ends and they have good running backs. I'm going to keep hammering this running back thing because it makes no sense. It makes me crazy. It really does. But, Zach Ertz was 4 for 53 with a touchdown, and Goddard was 2 for 66.
Yeah, why the fuck was Jalen Reagor leading this team in targets?
Who knows, man. I think that's more of a, as Bob Ross says, a happy mistake. I don't think that's consistent here. Listen, I don't like Reagor. The squeeze out last week really put him on my radar of things I do not like about people, and that's it. I feel, and listen, I'm not in the NFL, but I feel like if I was in the NFL, I would play every down with conviction and like pride and excited to be there. You know what I mean? I don't see that at all. He's looking, he's he's like that kid in like Little League Baseball that's just only there for the orange slices after the game. Like that's how I feel. Like he's gonna put on his gold chain and he's just gonna go home and be like, I have tons of money. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm done with him.
I'm not getting good vibes from Reagor.
No. So basically, Reagor doesn't have what is needed to be an NFL wide receiver or a player. So I'm done. Moving on to the O-line.
Fuck that guy.
The injuries are concerning on the O-line, and it keeps coming again and again every year. I don't know what's going on, but the injuries.
Is it possible? Listen, I want to say something. I ask you this: is it possible to have that much fucking bad luck?
Well, when you sell your soul for a Super Bowl, yeah, absolutely.
Apparently, that's what happened because, I mean, I know other offensive lines have injuries, and everybody's like, "Well, every team has injuries." But dude, this is like out of a movie.
Oh, every time. I mean, and you know what's funny to me? It's not like they're not like weekly injuries. They're done for the years.
They're fucking card injuries.
Salamalu, whatever. Salamalu has Liz Frank. He's done for the year. He played pretty well. I mean, I didn't hear his name ever. I can't even pronounce it, so I obviously didn't hear it at all.
Well, that tells you something. When you don't hear a guy's name, usually when he's an offensive lineman, that means that he's doing his fucking job.
That means he's bringing his lunch pail, he's punching his time clock or card, and he's doing his job. And
exactly.
It's a shame. What are we on our third guy?
So we have lost 3 of the 5 OG. So we're already down 60% on our fucking starting offensive lineman.
That's it. Sign Jason Peters back. Did you happen to see the one highlight where he got burnt by Garrett and he literally floundered on the ground and then tried to barrel roll him?
It was really bad.
That also hurts my soul. I hate when guys get up in age and they're so money hungry that they're just like they
won't stop.
Yeah, you have to stop, man. You don't look good, buddy.
But that's the thing. Like, well, but listen, I mean, shit. If somebody's going to pay you a couple $1 million to go out there every fucking weekend, then you're going to fucking keep doing it.
Yeah, but when does pride come in?
I don't know, man. Money's a thing.
Money, pride. He had how much money? I mean, he's played 17 years or some shit. Come on. I'm trying to look for I think Dickerson played okay. I mean, he looked like the first time he's ever been out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's in the interior and he's stacked in between Kelsey and Lane. So it's like, I mean, he's got help, but pretty big help there. So I think he'll be okay. The one thing though I was concerned about, I saw after the game he was like limping and it was on that left leg, dude. That got blown up in the fucking title game. So I don't know. I'm not sure if he's healthy.
Here's some advice. If you play offensive line, do not come to Philadelphia. We don't want you.
We're gonna have to get somebody like new, like, or like maybe we need new trainers, or I don't know. I don't even know.
What do you want them to do? Hire their 5th staff in the last 5 years? They keep firing these motherfuckers.
I know.
It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane,
dude. It's fucking painful. It's painful. Every year our guys get hurt. Every fucking year. And it's not just they get hurt. It's like multiple of them get hurt. Like I don't even know what to say about it. What do you even say about it?
Well, I'm sick of crying over the O-line.
We probably need to buy a new fucking cart. It's probably got too many fucking miles on it.
Yeah, that thing's out there like every week. It feels like.
But I don't know. I don't know.
You can't win. I feel like Sirianni's defense is like, well, our O-line was banged up. We couldn't really get the run established. Kind of my fault, but we were so far behind. And then he definitely abandoned it. I mean, he didn't even give it a shot.
No, you can't even, like, he can't talk his way out of this situation. He didn't try to run the ball. They did not try. And you can't even make statements like he did. Like, you can't say we couldn't establish the run. You didn't fucking try, dude. Yeah. You can't do it.
Well,
can't do it.
He's trying, that's for sure. I mean, the O-line played okay for what was going on with it. I mean, I don't really blame them too much. I mean, Dillard looked good. I mean, he's filling in. It goes back to the play calling, Fry. Every time it's just the play calling, and hurts his ability to just completely go, oh shit, they're closing in, and
he can't step up in the pocket and throw and deliver a ball.
Tasmanian devil out there.
Yeah, because he's quick. So he's got a little bit of a next level thing. He could like run around and like try to make something happen. That's what happened at the end of the year. I was hoping that we would take steps on that, and here we are. So banged up O-line, fucking running backs aren't involved. We don't use them. I don't know how you win games. I don't know how you win games when you have your defense out there, fucking 80% of the fucking game, and you expect good results. It blows my mind. I don't even know how to talk about this, because like it was so far bad that like you don't even know like how to, like, you can't justify it, dude. The time of possession in the first half
it was 3 minutes.
It was 20 minutes to 9.
3 minutes in the first quarter. That's right. So
20 minutes to 9.
That
That
is fucking 6 minutes in the second quarter.
20 minutes to 9 minutes. Like, that is brutal.
Hey, I have a fun fact for you.
I love fun facts.
Guess who had more rushing attempts than Miles Sanders?
Who?
Corey Clement. Why?
Oh my God.
I mean,
this is how I felt. Literally, what's happening right now is taking me right back into what it was like to watch this game. And then, you talk about the defense, and these guys are out there. They held their own for as long as they possibly could. I mean, how they gave up 3 touchdowns, I think it was, in the first half. I mean, it's not great, but you're still alive. You're still around.
I mean, they were 100% in that game.
Right.
I think, before we continue on to the defense, and this is going to hurt my soul, and I don't really want to say this at all, but I think we got to give Dallas credit. I think they're a good team. I think they
I do too. I think they're good.
The only thing that concerns me with them is, like, what was Mike McCarthy doing at the end of the half? Call your timeouts.
I have no idea, dude.
Did you see Peyton getting pissed?
He was fucking pissed off. He's like,
call your timeout. Call your timeout.
They had a minute and a half. They could have saved a minute and a half almost on that clock.
They could have easily ran that ball down and got 3 points.
Oh my God.
We weren't stopping them.
No, there's no chance. No chance. So they let the clock run out, and they go to the locker room, and it's like doom and gloom, because our offense looks like they don't know how to play football, and
they look like the team from The Longest Yard before Adam Sandler got there. That's exactly what they look like. But really, honestly, I think Dallas deserves some credit.
They're legit. They're legit, at least right now. I mean, but they played the Eagles, though. So, like, this is the same type of conversation that we had when we talked about the Eagles playing the Falcons. Like, are they legit? They played us. I don't know.
I mean, the Chargers are a really good team, and they hung with Tampa Bay. They're a good team. I know
they're there.
I know people don't want to hear that, but that is the case. Diggs looks like everything that his brother looks like. He looks good. That
he was lights out. He was lights out, and he was talking mad shit.
I know. You know who it reminded me of, because he wears the same fucking jersey number, and I hate him with a passion. The University of Southern Florida cornerback. I think his name was Mike Jenkins. I could be wrong on that, but that dude was he wasn't even good. At least Diggs is good. You know what I mean?
But, I mean, Diggs was on Devontae all night.
Yeah. I'm not so now this is 2 weeks and we're not even talking about Devontae, which is concerning. But I don't think this is a Devontae Smith issue. I think this is a Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, situation. I don't think I don't even have that panic button on Smith within, my house. I'm very comfortable with what we've seen from Smith. They got to get him the ball,
Well, okay, that's fine, but they're forcing it though. Like I looked up his on the next gen, his separation yards, so they can track like the separation that they get from the guy.
It's got to be like negative.
Well, no, it's not that bad, but it's 1.6, which is like the fifth worst in the league. So that tells you one of two things. Either he's not getting any separation. And by the way, in week 2, it was 1.2 yards separation, which was the worst in the league. So that tells you one of two things. He's either not getting separation, or they are forcing the ball to Devontae. I'm probably leaning B.
Oh, I mean, who? They're not throwing to the tight ends. They're throwing to Rager, who decides if he wants to play or not. But Parsons too. I mean, looking at him from week 1 against Tampa Bay, he looked like he shouldn't even be in the NFL. And against the Eagles, I mean, he was all over the place. He even beat Lane Johnson on a sack there at the end of the game.
Well, you know what was interesting about Parsons was I remember a lot of the bad things that happened to him in that Tampa Bay game were when he was basically playing like more of a traditional linebacker.
Yeah,
he was like dropping back in coverage and shit. He looked all fucked up. Playing defensive end, he looked like he was lights out. He was lights out.
Maybe the DeMarcus Lawrence injury was maybe more beneficial than, even the Cowboys could even hope, because I mean, Parsons looked like that dude. I mean, he was everywhere.
Damn, he was legit, man. He was legit.
And I'm not sure, like, I mean, his stat line doesn't really scream like great game, but like they didn't have to do anything. So what are you supposed to do? I think losing Wallace also was a big deal for the Eagles. I mean, Epps is funny to me. I think he's not good, but I think he's decent. He's all over the place. He lays the lumber, but
yeah, he's not afraid to hit.
No, but then there's plays where I look at him and I go, "How did you come to that conclusion?" Like that. My favorite play was when he got tangled up when they were driving to the red zone. And he tangled up. It looked like he had no idea, and then the ball just hit him right in the chest, and he was like,
"Yeah!" And he like punched the ball out on the like. It's like, "Oh, I made that play. Yeah, what's up?"
That was me. So, but hey, it didn't burn him.
Listen, while we're talking about the defense, though, we can't skip over Kerrigan, dude. Have you seen the numbers on that?
Cut him.
94 snaps. No stats.
No
tackles, no assists, no nothing. 94 snaps, 0.
You literally just blew my fucking mind.
0.
But listen, there's Kerrigan. Kerrigan. It's so bad though, because you could look at that game and you could find anything. Like,
I know.
I like Slay. I really do like Slay a lot. I think he's great. But there was that play on the goal line where what was he doing, man? He was just standing out on an island by himself, and he just didn't engage in. So that pissed me off.
You know what was interesting? I looked at Dak's spray chart with his passes, and all 3 of his passing touchdowns were on Slay's side. Now, they weren't necessarily against Slay, I don't think, because I think what their plan was, and it worked to a fucking T, was to push the corners back with their wideouts and then do shit underneath. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember every touchdown. One of them was to the tight end.
2 of them was definitely the tight end.
2 of them, and it was definitely underneath on the right side. So they were just vulturing the shit out of our linebackers.
Hey, you know what that's called?
A game plan,
and that's called good coaching. And Mike McCarthy's a good coach. It took him a little bit of time to figure out. And why did Kellen Moore look like Bill Belichick out there? I mean,
Kellen Moore, you would think that dude's been calling plays for 25 years.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
he knew it was like he knew. Well, I mean, shit. You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to beat that defense last night, because they were either playing too deep 2 safeties deep, or they're trying to creep up on the line of scrimmage. Okay, so it's like A or B. And Dak basically went up to the line and he was like, all right, is it A or B? Okay, it's A. Okay, here we go. That's literally what they did.
It was never C.
They didn't have to have
That's
C.
That's what I mean. But I like
they had Bob Ross audible.
A happy mistake that I like from the defense is I like Anthony Harris. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, I'm in on that.
I think they're missing McLeod clearly, and then Wallace getting hurt, and Wallace was filling in pretty nicely. Epps came in, he was okay. I mean, whatever. And it's funny that you said that because Kerrigan's not even on the stat sheet, and I know I saw him in there. So that's a nice little stat.
Yeah, he's not on the stat sheet because he didn't fucking do anything.
And then Avery, that's another, like, how this man is on the team is beyond me. That was a 4th round pick they traded for him.
I know.
You would have been better taking a hot dog vendor than trading that pick.
Listen, this game fucking sucked. And
it sucked my soul to death. I mean, seriously, like, I've been moping around all day.
How much more can we even beat it? I mean, Sirianni was small. He didn't plan. He came up small and he failed. He failed us. He failed us as fans. He failed the city. He failed the team. And he needs to fucking come back strong in week 4. Does that mean beat the Chiefs?
No.
Yeah. Hopefully they beat the Chiefs, but they're not going to beat the fucking Chiefs. I don't think
they don't need to beat the Chiefs for.
No, they don't need to. No.
What they need to do is have a solid game plan and look like they give a shit, because it felt like they didn't.
It looked like they're trying to lose. It looks like we're watching the process in football.
Hey, you know what would be cool though? I mean, so the Colts are in an interesting situation. So they know that they're going to lose their 1st round pick, and it's going to be a decent pick, right? So if they get to the end of the season where they're obviously counting the snaps like everyone else is, do they bench him? Can you bench him? Like, because you saw what happened when they benched him in Philadelphia. He was a complete basket case.
They'd have to bench. I mean, that's a completely different situation.
Well, what I'm trying to get to, my point is that if they continue on this path and have 4 or 5 wins,
would they play games and bench him?
Yeah, and then the same thing with the Colts though. Like, if they also, so say Wentz does do the 75%, and because they're not making the playoffs, it's clear. So say he goes to 75%, we get that pick. I mean, that's 2 top 10 picks, and then the Dolphins look like they're going to be hovering around, that 13 to 17. So maybe this is, but I mean, what are they going to draft, right?
Exactly. So what are you going to do? Like I mean, listen, having good for a couple good 1st round draft picks, like, okay, I mean, that sounds great. Yeah, but there's going to be some questions to answer. I mean, hopefully we have answers by the end of the season, like on Hurts and on the running back situation. Yeah, I mean, you need a bigger linebacker. It's very clear that this team needs a more physical, big linebacker.
They haven't cared about a linebacker in 20 years.
I know, dude, but they have to. It's very clear, is it not?
No, I mean, obviously. I mean, they just pick apart, like you just said, it's A or B. Where's the linebacker going to mess up? And that's where I'm going to throw the ball.
Yeah, so it's looking a little rough at the moment. And I think we need to put the Eagles week 3 to bed unless you have anything else you would like to pile onto this fucking bonfire of a shit show.
No, I don't have much. I do. The last thing I think I'll close out on, and I think it kind of it lays its way towards the Phillies, and obviously we're gonna talk about them losing to Atlanta today, which fuck. We often, talk about this. You'll call me a Philly hater or a Phillies hater, and I want more out of them than what I've gotten in the last decade. But it feels like, do we want the Eagles to make the playoffs? Do we want the Phillies to make the playoffs? The only reason we really want the Phillies aren't winning a series if they make the playoffs. They're going to get in, and whoever they get, because it's the wild card, so it's one game. So maybe they win one game, but that next round, they're not beating the Cardinals, who have won 20 straight games. So I guess what my point is like, do we want the Eagles to even, make the playoffs or be decent or good, or do we just want to kind of lump out the schedule, go 4 or 5 wins and get a decent, draft pick and hope they can, pick from there? I know it's week 3 and it sounds insane to be talking about the draft, but from the last 2 weeks, I mean, week 1 obviously was opponent based, right?
Yeah, yes, 100%.
So week 2, week 3, and every other week moving forward until you get to the end of the season when you have your NFC East, they're not going to be favored in a game this year. Maybe against the Giants, maybe once.
They were completely outmatched in every single possible way that they could have been. The Cowboys have been building a legit squad, and
they've taken a defensive pick the last 6 years, I think, in a row in the first round.
Man, they looked good. I mean, they have some backbone.
If you don't have money on the Cowboys to win the NFC East, go do it right now. There's no one else that's going to come.
It's too late.
What is it at? Is it a minus already?
It's at minus 275.
Oh.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. So listen, the Eagles move on. They have the Chiefs come into town. I mean, the Chiefs, as of right now, the line that I see is sitting at 7.5. Home dogs by 7.5 to the Chiefs. And I mean, it's bleak.
The Chiefs are going to hang 28. They're coming off a loss. Is it 2 losses in a row or just one?
It's 2.
2 losses in a row. Andy Reid back to get a cheesesteak. Patrick Mahomes, what's funny about that is they were like, oh, he hasn't thrown an interception in the month of September ever. And now he's got, 3 or 4.
Well, let me tell you something. They're going to need to score 30 because their defense is atrocious this year.
Is it that? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not hard to score 30 on the Eagles.
Well, they're giving up 31. They're giving up 31.7. KC is giving up 31.7 a game, and they're averaging 30.7.
Well, go on.
Our defense is averaging giving up 21.3, and we're averaging scoring 21.3, which is actually surprising.
Yeah, stats don't lie, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when you have if you have someone like Mahomes, listen, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team, but they can win a game or 2 in the playoffs and easily with Mahomes just doing Mahomes things. But my point is that 7 is light. It's light.
I agree.
So, I mean, again, I don't care if the Eagles come out and lose by 50 points. I just want to see a game plan that makes sense. And that's my heart. That's where, if I was going to blame anyone for, week 3, it's Sirianni. He's got to get it together. I don't expect him to be perfect, but I expect some kind of fucking brains.
It's funny. Before this podcast, Kenny and I were talking about like the timing and like, we didn't know if we were going to be able to like do an hour today because we fucking hated that game so much. And we were like, well, there's like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? We're already like at like almost 50 minutes of fucking Eagles slander.
Yeah. All right. It's time to move on.
Listen, it was a fucking horrible week. Sirianni needs to get his head out of his ass. Hopefully he does this week. Let's see.
Listen, we're going to take a deuce and we're not going to look at it. We're going to flush it. And that's what we're going to do with week 3. We're just going to. So we're going to move on. Week 4, Kansas City.
Somebody get Sirianni a deuce shirt. All right, so we're moving on to Nittany Lions. Penn State had a nice little game this weekend. It wasn't impressive, but they got the job done. I mean, it's probably hard to get up for a game like that. I would assume.
Doesn't need to be impressive. Although I was looking at the little bit. I mean, I watched as much as I could. I was babysitting duties. There was an interesting stat, like the all-time Penn State Villanova line, and it's like 5-3, 5-4. It's close. I mean, granted, this is all from the 50s.
Right. I was going to say, when's the last time they played where they had leather helmets on?
Yeah, no, agreed. But it's still an interesting,
It is.
They played a game at Allentown High School.
Oh, cool.
And that's when Villanova beat them last. So I think that was literally 57. But look, they looked good, man. I mean, again, it's Villanova.
It's Villanova. There's not really much to say. I mean, listen, Nova's probably going to do well in D2. Well, it's not called D2 anymore, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they handled Nova pretty easily. Clifford had over 400 yards. A good get right game. He didn't need a get right game because he just came off of a fucking awesome performance against Auburn. But they continue the steamroll into this week against Indiana.
Lukta again was all over the place.
Lukta's going to be a stud. Wouldn't mind seeing him in Eagles green.
Yeah, okay. They're not going to draft a linebacker in the first round. Come on.
If they had three first-round draft picks,
you dragged me right back into the fucking pit of despair.
3 first-round draft picks, they can't take them. Like, come on! Like, how fucking awesome would it be to have a fucking stud linebacker like that?
Hey, my boy PJ Washington,
fucking rolling.
5 catches, 148, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
again, it's Villanova. Now, next week's the old trapper.
No, I can't go trap on this because, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because this is a revenge game.
Yeah, they're gonna be pissed.
This is a revenge game, 100%. The line right now is 12.5. It moved since I did my notes. The Penn State is favored 12.5. They are home against Indiana. This is definitely
record.
They're 2-2. Their losses were to Iowa and Cincinnati, which are 2 legit teams. So that's,
but I mean, their wins are barely beating Western Kentucky and blowing out Idaho.
Exactly. So, like, I think Penn State wins this weekend. I hope that I honestly hope they beat them by 4 fucking touchdowns because of what happened last year, and because I can't stand Penix. But that's just personal shit.
Now they should listen. I know you don't want to say it's a trap game, but the last 5 years, there's always a trap game. Just tell me where it is, and I can point to the Penn State schedule. I don't know.
I understand, and I listen. I get why you're saying it's a trap because they got Iowa next week. Like, I get it.
Jay and I were like, let's just go to fucking Iowa, dude. We'll leave Friday, win the game, and come back. I mean, flights were only like a couple $100. Tickets weren't that bad. I mean, I think he had something going on, or I think we really would have pushed that envelope to make that happen.
That would have been pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to do in Iowa. So if you're going to go to Iowa, go to watch a ranked matchup 4 versus 5, right?
Oh my God. I mean, that could be that's going to be probably the marquee game of the weekend. What, next week?
College game day?
Ooh.
Have they ever been to Iowa? I can't imagine.
They might have, dude, because Iowa, you know how the Iowa is. They're always around. They always have a pretty good defense. Like, it's always the same.
It gives them the juice, man.
They got the wave. They got the wave going at the hospital.
So, right now, that Iowa Penn State game is scheduled for 4:00, and it might be too late to switch. I don't know how that works.
I see that. I'm not sure. Honestly, it's scheduled for Fox. So I noticed that Fox has been picking some games this year. So the fact that Fox is on that means that it will not be flexed over to ABC.
Yeah,
Saturday night.
That's all right. Give me the 4:00 game, and that's going to be worth the fun in that. But you ready to move on? Yeah.
So I mean, listen, Indiana's got some Swiss cheese going on their defense. They gave up 365 yards last week to Western Kentucky. 3 touchdowns. I think Penn State wins this going away. They win by 17, easy.
Mm.
Easy.
As long as it's not the trap. You're gonna hear me say that because it terrifies me.
I know. Oh, and it's normal. It's normal Penn State shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's move on to the old fightins because as we record this podcast on Tuesday night, the Fightins had probably their most important game of the season against those Atlanta Braves.
How many points did the offense score today?
1.
It was. I was trying to give hope. We were at. I think the stat was 7%. Right? They had a 7% chance of making the playoffs.
7%. Now at this point,
3.5.
Well, they absolutely need to win the next 2. If they lose tomorrow, it's over. Essentially, not really. Like that's not really over. But like, I mean, come on.
I don't want to have to say I told you so.
You told me so. What? Like what?
They are a disappointing franchise for a decade.
Oh my God.
You know I'm right.
I'm not going to disagree that I've been disappointed with them for a long time, but that does not have anything to do with the fact that they are stepping and trending in the right direction.
Okay, that's fine, but they don't have a farm, so
No, listen. And you're right. They're gonna if they make the playoffs, they go in and they get fucking trounced. I understand. I hear that.
No,
but
they honestly, Dave, they might win the wild card game. It's one game. I mean,
they could.
That's easy, but you're gonna play the Cardinals next or whoever.
So tomorrow night, Wednesday night, you got Nola versus Fried.
Nola,
which is Nola. I mean, Fried is good too. Fuck. Then you got Gibson on Thursday night.
I will say I will give the Phillies a compliment. I think they did pretty well on the trade deadline. Ian Kennedy kind of gives up too many home runs, but I think everything they did at the deadline was good and decent. But
yeah, I think Gibson's solid. Honestly, I think Gibson could be your number 2 if they keep him around. Or even a number 3 and push Nola to 4. I think Ranger's legit.
But why did it take till July for someone to go, hey, Ranger might be the fucking truth?
Because they wanted him to be the fucking closer.
They haven't had a closer in 5 years. What's another fucking year?
I agree. I mean, I wanted them to put Ranger as a starter. As soon as they started to falter, I was like, put him the fuck in as a starter. Let's go. What are we doing? He's the starter.
I do remember you were saying that. What was that, like fucking
June? It was a long time ago. Yeah. But I like Ranger. I think that he can be solid. He could be your number 2. Nola's clearly not an ace. He's not your number 1. He's probably not your number 2. So if you have Wheeler, Ranger, and then Gibson as your 1, 2, 3, put Nola as your 4, and then put whoever to fucking as a 5. Maybe Eflin comes back and he's a 5. You can accept him as a 5. Velasquez? No. No, but seriously though, like that's not a bad starting rotation. They're making improvements is my point.
Yeah, I mean,
and you're going to owe me $50.
I'm not owing you shit. Pull up the receipts. I don't believe it. If you don't have the text, I'm not paying shit, bitch.
I have witnesses.
Oh yeah, Joe and Jake. I'll take my chance. All right, let's get into what's also irritating me today.
All right. Well, as everyone probably knows, the Sixers have come back into the fold. They had their media day yesterday, and today started their training camp, and they were light one member, and I'm pretty sure everybody might know who that was.
Fuck Ben Simmons.
Well, there it is. You've heard it here, folks. Fuck Ben Simmons. I mean, how do you not say anything other than fuck Ben Simmons right now?
Okay, listen. You're not happy, fine, but I gotta pull this up because that's irritating me.
You know what sucks the worst about all this, dude? Like, I like him.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, when you,
I like as a like he's a likable guy, you know.
yeah, not no more.
Well,
When did
yeah.
I send you that graphic about Ben Simmons with Embiid?
How he's done playing. He's done playing with Embiid.
Oh yeah. Thank you. That was on that's on our Twitter.
It
Give me
has
one
run
sec.
its course.
Yeah. So listen. So he says that he can't play with Embiid because Embiid, basically surmising it, is Embiid crowds the lane and he can't get his little dunks off and his little layups because he can't shoot a jumper. Ben Simmons has a plus minus of -88 without Embiid in his career. Ben Simmons has a plus minus of plus 900. I said 900, 980 with Joel Embiid. I mean, at least if you're going to be an arrogant prick, know what the fuck you're talking about. I was mad about the Sixers. I mean, I was mad about the Eagles. I'm fucking pissed at Ben Simmons.
And honestly, it sucks even more because he's gonna this is gonna sabotage this team.
Then that's what irritates me. It's this petty little game that he's playing where he's just tanking his trade value and what we're gonna get fucking Paul Gasol or Mark Gasol, that's fucking name, or one of the Lopez twins.
It's not. It fucking sucks, and they're gonna be trying to fucking put pieces together that don't fucking fit.
No,
and it's fucking.
You gotta
brutal.
do something. And my favorite of all of this is like, I'm not being disrespectful to Embiid. Insert disrespectful comment about how he can't play with Embiid next. It's abysmal. I thought Embiid handled it well. I mean, that one joke he said where he was like, "You saw the videos, do that." And I
saw in the press conference that was fucking amazing. His press conference. If you guys haven't heard Embiid's press conference from Media Day, you got to go listen to it or watch it on YouTube or something because it's awesome. It's awesome. He did not pull any punches, and he was also like, "Yo, listen, media, you fuckers, you need to write down every single fucking word I'm saying because I don't want you fucking printing that I said one fucking word out of this sentence. Like, print all my shit. Don't you be trying to twist my words." Like, he was not pulling any punches. It was pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's an Embiid fan. So, I mean, if you're not an Embiid fan, who was that? Was that Joe? What's his name from 94? Giggle.
The camera?
No, the other one. The four.
Oh, Giglio?
Yeah, Giglio. Was he the one that said he was too fat? Do you remember that?
Oh my god. Yeah, he's a hot taker. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I know. And so is ESP. But my point is, if you don't like Embiid and you don't like, I guess, his style, I think you need to reevaluate what is going on because he is Philadelphia. You know, that's why I appreciate Embiid so much.
He loves it here. And you know what? He's not afraid to be like, he's not afraid to stand up to the fans and be like, "Yo, you guys need to chill the fuck out." Like, I'm trying. Like, he'll have that dialogue. He'll break that wall.
But seriously,
I like that. I like it.
The thing is, though, is that like if he had a bad season, which he hasn't, but I mean, he was gassed a couple of times and all that stuff. But every year he comes back and he's more dominant. He's a better player. He's working on his craft.
100%.
You don't get that with Ben Simmons. I mean, the man's afraid to shoot.
What are you talking about? You haven't seen those Twitter videos?
Oh my god,
he's constantly working on his game.
And
dude.
My thing is, and we both were drinking the Ben Kool-Aid for a long, long time, defending him.
I was 100%. Can't deny it.
Defending him, but it's enough's enough. You've tanked any trade value that you could possibly have. I hope they send him. I don't even know who. Like, there's not even a bad team I can think of. Maybe the fucking Pelicans, because Zion's gonna want out of there soon. Or no, the Hornets were pretty good too. Dude, what is it? Oh, Orlando, Bulls.
Yeah.
Although the Bulls made some moves. I don't know. I don't care, but they need to put him on the worst franchise and just take the towel boy. I don't care at this point.
Well, I mean, so he's going to be gone. It's just a matter of time now. But like, what do you think about Doc?
I honestly, I feel like he just says what we want to hear, but behind doors, he's just kind of, doing his own thing. Him and Daryl, they have to have a plan, right? You would assume.
I like Doc. To be honest, I'm not afraid to say it. I like him. I like it. I like that he came in. He's been here for 1 year, and he completely righted a lot of their issues in game. A lot of their in game issues he has already completely fixed. And like you can say whatever you want to say about the guy. Everybody's like, oh, he fucking loses too many big games in the playoffs.
It doesn't.
Whatever. I don't fucking care about that shit. He is clearly a professional fucking coach. The dude knows what he's doing. He made this team good. I can't say he made them good. He kind of like bridged that gap that they needed. And he's been here for 1 fucking year, and all of a sudden we're knocking on the door in 1 year. Give the guy a fucking chance. Back the fuck off the guy. Back off him. They are like fucking witch hunting him right now. And I fucking hate it.
Well, this is what we do. I mean, not us, but this is what Philadelphia is known for. They drag whoever they can through the mud. If they don't, that's the problem. There's no success in this city, right? So anytime that you think that you're gonna cross that barrier and you're gonna have success,
yeah,
you pop too soon, and then you're like, oh, we didn't win the Super Bowl, we didn't win the NBA championship.
I mean, listen, man. He's invested. He's invested. He cares about the city. He cares about the team, and I mean, he cares about these guys, and they care, and they like him. You can tell they have something going.
Yeah.
So, give it a fucking chance to breathe, man.
I'll be curious to see how this Ben Simmons thing plays out, though, because
right. But why is it a big deal if Doc truly believes that Ben is a good defensive player? Why can't he fucking say that?
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, how much of it is a front to still trade to keep his value around? Like, I was just curious to see how that will pan out. At the end of the day.
Yeah. I don't think that he's ever going to come back and say, yeah, actually, Ben fucking piece of shit. Like, he's not going to do that.
I'll give him a free Frosty if he does.
So yeah, the Sixers are back. Their training camp started today, I think.
You know who looks like they bulked up was Paul Reed. So I'll be curious to see how he looks.
Yeah, when's preseason start?
I don't, not off the top of my head. Oh, you know what?
I know.
I think it was the NBA season starts like October 26th.
Okay, so they got preseason probably coming up in the next couple weeks then.
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, it's time.
The only other thing I want to say, they start Sunday, October 3rd.
Okay.
I kind of agree with Jake about the Sixers. This has been so exhausting. Like the whole emotional roller coaster of like this and that. And are they good? Are they tanking? Are they playing? Like it's been a fucking ride. So some stability would be nice. I've been using that word a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, welcome to Philadelphia, the land of instability.
Yeah, no, I mean that's 100%.
And honestly, when shit start getting stable, people get uncomfortable with it.
They want immediate.
It's so weird. It's the weirdest
change in results. They want immediate.
It's the weirdest situation in sports. And there's no other city like it.
Yeah, I know.
What are you gonna do? So we're moving on. Let's move on to the gambling side of the pod.
How dare you?
Last week,
stop it.
What?
You know what you did.
What?
The Flyers started tonight.
Oh, Kenny wants to get in the NHL love. That's okay. I like it.
No, there's not much to talk about. Carter Hart looked like he was seeing the puck, so that's exciting because he didn't see the puck at all last year. And I'll tell you what I loved. I loved not seeing Voracek out there.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Did you? Yeah, he kind of threw some punches on the way out.
Hey, of course he did.
Blah.
He talk about how he made $8 million. I have no idea. But
talk about showing up small
all the time. Well, I mean, they would be like, score a check, and no, assist a check. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just wanted to touch on the Flyers. They started tonight, played the Islanders. They lost 3-2. Carter Hart played 2 periods and
Gave up one.
He didn't know. He looked good. I think it was like 12 for 12 or something like that. So
nice.
exciting.
That's awesome. I mean, we're gonna have a busy slate coming up here in the next couple weeks. We got the Flyers firing up. We got the Sixers firing up. The Phillies will probably be put to bed by then. We'll have one less thing on the plate. But yeah, Flyers are back, and I'm happy. Hockey's near and dear to me. I love hockey.
Yeah, big hockey.
I know it's not for everybody though. Like I know hockey's a weird thing, man. It's very niche-y. They're wrong. I agree.
All right.
So let's check out the picks. I'm keeping track of everything, and we're gonna start getting Kenny in the loop on the picks as well. So last week 2, I gave out 3 picks. They were all in the NFL. I had the Chargers +7. That was a win. I had the Arizona -7. That was also a win. And the Jets +11, which was a shitty, awful, I'm never betting on the Jets again, loss. So that puts my record on the season at 4-2. So moving into week 3, I'm going to give out the 3 picks. I got one on Saturday that Jake is not going to like, but I rode his Notre Dame Fighting Irish money line last weekend. This weekend, I'm going completely opposite. I love Cincinnati this year. Cincinnati -2.5. Gimme all that. Cincinnati -2.5 on Saturday. Sunday in the NFL, I like Seattle +2.5, and I like the Raiders +3.5. The Raiders.
Interesting.
Got anything? You got anything to say?
Yeah, I like the Jaguars on Thursday to cover that spread at 7.5.
Jags +7.5.
Yep, I like the Chiefs to absolutely dismantle the Eagles. So that -7 is to me a lock. And there was one. Where is it? Oh, the Titans at the Jets 7.5. Money on the Titans, clearly. There was one interesting one that I wanted to just touch on. Well, 2 of them. I won't touch them, but Baltimore and Denver. That's at -1 currently. That's a pick 'em if you've ever seen one, right?
I like that.
But I do like the Saints at -8. That would be my 3rd pick there. So I got the Jaguars -7.5, Kansas City -7, and the Saints at -8.
Jaguars are +7.5.
Thank you. God damn
it. Yeah, so that's it, man. Week 3 in the books. The pod has come to a close. The Eagles are a fucking hot mess, 4-alarm fire, and we move on to see what they do against the Chiefs. We got plenty to talk about, and thanks for hanging out. I'm Dave.
I'm Kenny.
That's Kenny. And Philly sports, love pain. Thanks, guys. Peace out.
Mostly pain, as always.